as you can see, I may just be spinning my wheels, and in more ways than one. I am trying to find a job right now, but I had to take a break because this seemed kind of important. As I've been scrambling to try and get things done, my sister suggested looking at some businesses near the old salvage yards along Pinemont Drive, where there seemed to be a lot of help wanted signs. Now, this reminded me of a true story that happened last year in November. And as I'm sharing it with you now, maybe you'll want to share it with someone else. Like I said, this happened last November in 2022. I had been invited more than once, and by more than one person, to a church for a special celebration of an anniversary. On that day, I had something else to do, and I was limited to a bicycle for my transportation. I didn't think there was enough time to make the event at the church. A long bicycle ride across town had me mashing hard to get back home. A cool front was blowing down from the north, and storm clouds were stirring up quick. I was already riding in the rain, and it wasn't so bad. Then, that lightning began erupting from the sky, so I started darting for the nearest bus shelter. At the transit center, the bus home wasn't there, so I looked for one that might be going my way. The bus that I just happened to jump on just seemed like it might be going in the general direction. As we bobbled along through the rain, I was looking out the window and trying to figure out where I might end up. Then, just as the rain started to let up, there was this church that came into view, and the bus came to a complete stop. It was at the very church that I had been invited to. And without hesitating, I knew this was one of those listen and obey sort of moments. So I jumped off the bus and pulled down my bike from the rack. Inside the church, there was this fellow who was handing out flyers. His name was Robert Parish. He was very nice, and we talked, and even had a brief moment in prayer together. After church, I put his material in the box of my bike. It wasn't until just before Thanksgiving last year that I cleaned out my bike and found his material. I looked him up online on the internet, and I was surprised that he was actually on the Unshackled program. You may want to pause this video now and look down in the description where I will try to put a link to that program. And then come back and we'll just finish it up here briefly. Welcome back. I hope that the link is still live and working, and I hope that you found it interesting and maybe even helpful in some way. What I experienced in my story here that I'm presenting now is not embellished in any way. If anything, I'm probably leaving out a lot of details and other coincidences out of my story. And no matter how we listen for or hear God, there do seem to be times when things might be just a little more than mere random chance. You can take it how you like it. But it really has given me pause for thought. While I have been looking for a job lately, I'm also still struggling with my own ambitions on one hand and my own foolishness on the other. I probably should have gotten a job last year. I'm wondering whether or not it might be right or wrong just to ask for help. I do feel that it's my own fault, and I shouldn't expect anyone to help me out of my own mess. However, I do feel that my projects have great merit and will be worthy. I'll have to disclose more about what this is all about later on, maybe in another video. Meanwhile, I don't want to do things just for vanity, nor to prolong the inevitable. I know that there are a lot of people who are already much worse off than I am, and struggling much harder and with greater difficulties. I do not know if I should ask for help, and then I don't know if I could ask for help. Can I swallow my pride to really ask for what I need? Will I be able to deliver? Is it even feasible? I don't know. There are so many unanswered questions, and it's not coming easy. If I do get what some call a lucky break, I need to remember that there may be no such thing as luck. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, but I've always felt a sense of purpose. I just hope I'm not being too selfish about it. I do not want to take things for granted. Obviously, I still have a lot of issues, and maybe I do need to spend some serious prayer time on this. Well, take care, God bless, and although I may have taken too much time already, I thank you for yours.